get on Monday. And that's all you guys.
Correct. Thank you, man. That's a hard one. You want to try that one?
Man,
rating for TNA and Raw next week. What do you think?
Jesus, man, to predict a rating, I mean, TNA is going to have some surprises next week. Dixie Carter, I know of at least one, and I'm not going to spoil it.
I'll be let down if Rob Van Dam ain't there, by the way. I mean, I'm not saying he will be there, but I'm expecting him stuff. He's not there.
Yeah, I would say that Rob is pretty. I know of at least one surprise, but it's not Rob Van Dam. But
just to throw out numbers, I'll say that TNA does around what they did last time they went on Monday, which was what, a 1.5 last time?
1.4, I think.
1.4, that rounded up to 1.5, I think, maybe. But either way, I'll say 1.4.
You had 3 hours last time, too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, this is two, but this is head-to-head. They don't have that hour jump, and it's not the first time they're going to Monday, so it's a lot different. And WWE's in full WrestleMania mode, which is going to be hard to compete with. I'd say 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, somewhere in there for TNA, and Raw will do probably what it's been doing. 3.6, 3.7, somewhere in there. That's just my guess, though.
I'm dead on with you, man. I was going to say that Raw would do about a 3.6, 3.7, what they've been doing. And as far as TNA, you know, you're going to carry over that 1.0 rating, obviously, I believe. I think TNA fans are, that 1.0 rating for TNA fans is a core group of people that are going to tune in to see TNA whatever day they're on. And I'm not saying that people aren't going to flip back and forth, because obviously
that'll be the big factor. If they flip a lot more than, that'll determine the rating a lot more than just, what the...
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But I would say about a 1.3, 1.2 for TNA Impact next week. And I think that's a good start, man. I mean, you can't expect a company to come out and say they're moving to Mondays, bam, right off the bat they're going to draw a 2.0 or a 1.8. You can't say that. You've got to get them on Mondays and then slowly build up. It's been a slow build. I mean, I remember when TNA Impact first started on Thursday nights, it was 0.8, 0.9. Now it's up to that 1.1, 1.2 on a weekly basis. You move to Wednesday, maybe, or you move to Monday, maybe you go up to a 1.3, and then you build from there and kind of go.
Hopefully.
But you can't expect, hopefully. Obviously, our competition is good. You know what I mean? Brother Devon, I have an interview with Brother Devon up at TNAWrestlingNews.com.
Yeah,
he made some really, really, really good points with as far as ratings and as far as building TNA on Monday night.
And as far as being careful to kiss WWE's ass just enough that there's still an option in the future,
Yeah, exactly.
That whole thing. We have a caller on the line. I believe he wants to talk about Maurice, or am I wrong? Caller, you're on there. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Two things. I was going to ask you two questions. Do you know when this guest host going to end? And one more thing, that Kelly and Maurice is the hottest divas on Raw.
Agreed. I didn't hear his first question. Did you catch it?
He said the end of the Raw guest hosting situation.
Well, the last one's scheduled, Austin, for the 15th, right? And that could be it.
Right. You've got Chris Angel, the illusionist magician, for next week, and then you've got Steve Austin the final week, and then you've got WrestleMania. It depends what they do.
They got 3 Raws. They got 3 Raws before WrestleMania still, so there would be one with no celebrity guest host, I guess.
You're right. Yeah, so it would be one without a guest host, and they haven't announced anything. They've been announcing on WZROnline.com well in advance of guest hosts, and they haven't announced anything lately. So it appears as of right now that we'll see Chris Angel next week, followed by Steve Austin the following week, and that'll be it. And then you brought up a great point earlier, where if they wanted to keep Bret Hart around after this storyline, after this match at WrestleMania, they could do a GM role or
they would have to. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else that he could do except be a manager for like the Hart Dynasty or something if they wanted to do that. But
right.
I don't
know. So I would expect him to be around past WrestleMania. So we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, Steve Austin is scheduled to be the final Raw guest host.
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Yes, this is CM Punk fan. Do you think WWE will put matches into the Hall of Fame, like the old steel cage, that big blue one?
You mean like individual matches being honored at the Hall of Fame or something?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so, because, I mean, that's one thing, in terms of, because they're running out of names, that could be one thing to do to keep the event every year, is to honor legendary. A lot of those guys will be dead. A lot of those guys have already left, like Ric Flair, so it would be kind of hard to pull off. But it's a good idea. I mean, I would tune in for that. We got our final caller, because we got to get out of here. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, man? All right, he hung up. All right, so that's it for the calls this week.
All right, that'll do it. We did shout-outs, and That's it, man. We didn't have any pay-per-views, no UFC. We've got no pay-per-views coming up this weekend, unless there's UFC on, right?
Just check out WEC this Saturday on Versus. If you can't check it out, check out MMAnews.com. We'll cover it in depth for you.
All right, and one more quick note, guys. I've made note of it on a lot of my posts as of late. Things are going to get real busy in the coming weeks, especially next week. We've got TNA versus WWE. Then we've got all the WrestleMania coverage, all the access stuff, all that stuff that goes on WrestleMania weekend. We're going to have all that, so it's going to get super, super busy. Traffic is probably going to skyrocket here in the coming weeks. We're probably going to gain a shitload of new fans here on WZR Radio, so stay with us, man. It's going to be a hell of a ride here over the next few weeks, and tons and tons of news. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday night from 7 to 9 Eastern Time. The official home of WZR Radio is WZROnline.com. New design coming soon, guys. So that'll do it for Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
Of course, that's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, guys. 7 to 9 Eastern Time. Same place, same time. WZROnline.com.